Hello everyone, good afternoon. I was just going to go straight in for good evening. We're not quite in the evening time just yet. Good afternoon, I hope everybody is alright today. Let's get the carry on. Game? Are we fine? We're fine, awesome. Naya's here in spirit because she is also working. Just tell them to not. They'll be fine. They'll manage without. I shouldn't be telling you to do that, but you can. So let's catch up because it's been a while since we've been here. We started last time a creative world to do some building with, just to kind of throw some ideas out and, I don't know, just chill out and have some fun with it. We captured 2 llamas. We got Carl and Paul, our llamas with hats. Sean's also here and also working, but barely working. See, that's the way to do it. You don't have to work, just look like you're working. So we started by building this rather plain exterior, which is what we're going to work on today. I think we're going to do some stuff on the outside because we spent a lot of time on the inside last time. We've got ourselves a nice little aquarium just here to start with. All sorts of stuff. I'm really pleased with how the inside of this house turned out. We did struggle for a little while to get it to a point that was good. Is probably the best way to put it. But I think we finally got there. Let's get some light in the corner here. There we are. We've got ourselves a sort of dining room, foyer kind of thing here. With some chairs that, well, they're more like bar stools. They're a little bit too high to be a chair, but they work. Bringing the outside in is a very, very important thing to do. I love having the outside on the inside. So as you can see, we've got plants growing and all that kind of stuff. I think we also need a little bit of light tucked away at the back here. I know I literally just said we're not going to do any of the interior work, but we did spend quite a bit of time with... Oh, I can't put it there. We did spend quite a bit of time with night vision on, so we now get to see how the place looks in its actual lighting state. Aria is here. Good afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it may be. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope everything's going alright. Nay has contributed another heap of channel points towards the marathon challenge. Thank you very much for those. So there's a beautiful fireplace, a beautiful, if slightly dark bedroom. We need to do something about that as well. There we go. Just a little bit of ambience, and we got our wardrobe. But that's about it. We did begin to work on the second floor as well, but there's not much going on here. What I decided we would do is try and get the outside of the building a little bit more sorted out before we dive too much into filling out the rest, because I don't want to keep this roof shape. I want to do some work to the roof, and then when I know what space we've got, we can then work with it. 20 to midnight. All right. Well, good evening, soon to be good morning to you, Aria. CS 1997. What a opening gambit. What's your philosophy in life? Whew. I suppose it's a good question. My philosophy in life, I guess, is to just work hard. I work phenomenally hard in my job, and that's about it. I think you can't go too far wrong if you just work hard. Work hard and be patient, I think, is the main thing. Not everything will come to you all at once, so you got to just take your time. If it's not happening right away, don't worry about it. It will do. That was tough to count. Tough to count. I was also trying to answer a question. But yeah, I think that's probably the best piece of advice I could give. And certainly what I reckon my main outlook is. Work hard and don't worry if things don't happen right away, because they will. in the end. How about yours? Or everyone else's? I'm intrigued. You've opened the box now. So I am interested to see what other people may think. While we wait on that, we're going to do a little bit of the exterior work. So initially things are looking very, very plain out here, which is kind of deliberate. I just wanted a shell to build inside, and now we've got the inside, we can actually kind of begin to piece together the outside. We haven't got much space for windows, which is a problem because you could use windows to break up the flatness a little bit here, which we're not really going to be able to do. So we need to think of some other ways to do that. And one of the ways that I like to do it is to just create extra wooden beams like this, kind of leading around, because then that just gives you a little bit of extra shape and depth to what's going on. And you can also use it as a bit of structure, I suppose. Just something like that, I think. Doesn't need to be too fancy. Okay, it doesn't look amazing, I'll give you that. But it's fine, we can work on it. We can work on it. We'll pop those there for the time being. And then what we're going to end up doing is filling in this space with garden and stuff like that, I reckon. So it will kind of blend into itself and look a bit better. CS's philosophy in life is to treat others the way you want to be treated. That is also a very, very good philosophy. I think all too commonly people forget about that. And it makes people act without thinking. And that's not really a good way to be. You know, although it's more commonly applied to physics, the equal reaction... How does it go? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Generally applied to physics, but also very, very true for real life as well. You've got to think everything you do affects everyone. So it's important to be nice. However, CS put it much more eloquently than I did. Arias, everything has a reason. Exactly. Everything happens for a reason also. And it's definitely important to remember. Pain is temporary. Those kinds of things. This has taken a real turn, hasn't it? This isn't the way I wanted this stream to go at all. Pain is temporary is probably a very odd way of putting it, but I guess the real phrasing of it should be whatever struggles you're facing are temporary. It's probably the best. It's probably a better way to put it. Okay. So we've got a bit more shape now, which we like. And we can do some more stuff right here too. So as we've done kind of on the inside already, we can just create some of these recesses as well, just to give a little bit more shape to the wall. It seems we've already got a stair block there, so we won't worry about popping one there. You don't want flat surfaces. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. I think part of our problem here is that we're just building solely in wood. So if we maybe bring some stone out as well, we can pop some pillars in here, and actually that helps quite a lot. If we put some of these in, that should enable us. There we go. Now we get a bit of colour. Admittedly, the colour is grey, but it breaks things up just a little bit more. Looks a bit more interesting. Aria's contributed some channel points as well to the marathon. Thank you very much for the contribution. CS, what's one thing you'd like to change about yourself? Ooh, we're going for all the big questions. One thing I'd like to change about myself. I would love to be more motivated, which I realise kind of goes against what I just said about working hard, but let me try and clarify. So I work phenomenally hard once I'm motivated to work. I guess is probably the best way to put it. And it can take quite a sizable push to get it to get me to have the energy to work. And so I would love to kind of just have a little bit more motivation so that I don't need that extra push. I think is probably about right, maybe something like that. I'm not sure what else I could think of on that front. If you could go back and change one thing, ooh, that's a tough one. Also, these are great questions, by the way. I absolutely love them. And I'm not gonna go for the standard answer of, oh well, I changed nothing because it's made me the person I am today. I don't 100% buy it. I do buy that, absolutely, but that's not the answer anyone wants to hear to that question. So I can't build custom trees to save my life, by the way. Maybe we go for the fence posts instead. Maybe it should all be fence posts, actually, rather than... let's go some of the way down, like that. Oh, we could put some light in here as well, actually, just to create a bit of ambience, as they say. If I could go back in time and change one thing... Oh, would you? Not what would you change? It's a would you. That is an abysmal tree. I'd sooner have the game's default trees than that tree. That is shocking. Would I go back? Yeah, I probably would. I think that as much as people give the answer of, well, I wouldn't change anything because it's made me the person I am, I think everyone has things they would want to go back and change if they had the opportunity. I think if you were offered the opportunity to go back, people who say, I wouldn't go back and change anything, would very, very quickly change their tune. However, I don't know what it is that I would go back and change. I will, however, think on it for a moment. The problem with the Minecraft trees is, and this is going to sound like a really odd complaint for this game, but they're just too blocky. You know, they haven't got much natural shape to them. Not that I can necessarily give it a natural shape, but even just a little bit of pruning right there has made that look a bit better, in my opinion. Trying to think what I'd go back and change. I think if I could go back and change anything, I would spend a little bit longer living in Canada. Because I came back early. I was supposed to be out there for a lot longer than I was. I came back early, and I think I would like to just make a bit more of the opportunity. It's not to say I wasted it, I just don't think I used it to its full potential. So I'd probably choose to stay out there a while longer. And that's the perfect example of what I was saying. So that would undo a whole heap of things that have made me who I am and put me in the position that I am now. I wouldn't be in the position I'm at work had I stayed out there. I wouldn't have received various promotions and things like that. I wouldn't be streaming, certainly not. internet was nowhere near good enough to be able to do that out there. So I wouldn't be streaming. If I was still out there now, I'd be stuck out there at the height of a COVID pandemic, which would probably concern my mum a great deal. You know, so it's a perfect example of saying, oh, I wouldn't change anything because it would change the person I am. But if I had the opportunity, I would go back and do that. I'd go and spend a bit longer out in Canada. There we go. A little pointless rock formation that's actually very square. We don't want that. We don't want things to be blocky. Blocky things don't look good in this game. And see, now I think that wall looks better. Aside from the fact that what we were saying about throwing the walls in there just to give it a bit more colour, the fact it's kind of obscured as well helps. Which is an odd thing to say, given how we're supposed to be trying to build something that looks nice. And we're going, the fact you can't see it now makes it look much better. But it means that the oddness in there that didn't look right initially is now kind of just a little bit lost because of what we've got in the front right there. And I think that's absolutely fine. We need to get some more variated dirt in, so let's go for the coarse dirt. Let's get some podzol. I'll take gravel as well, for sure. Is there any other kind of dirty bits that we could put? Maybe some soul soil? No, actually, I think that texture is a bit too weird. It's a bit too weird. I think maybe we could pop some leaves in the ground as well. Just to make it look like where leaves have fallen. And we've got plenty of other plants and stuff there as well that we need to work with. Let's get some of this stuff down first, though. Probably should have done this before planting the tree. But never mind, we're there now. Get all the coarse dirt down. Plenty of stuff underneath the tree right there. That's going to be very useful. A little bit of podzol as well. Not too much, though, I find. I feel like less podzol is better. So just throw those in there. And then fill the rest up with the grass. Like that. There we are. And then maybe some additional plants as well. If you had 1 power, what would it be? Ooh. That's a great question. If I had 1 power, I'd love flight. Flight's always kind of appealed to me. I'd love to be able to fly. Maybe... I don't know, I'm very kind of uncreative when it comes to, like, the superpower debate. Or not even necessarily superpowers, but, you know. I'm intrigued to know what other people might suggest. Because generally speaking, people have got far better ideas for that question than I do. But yeah, flight's always appealed to me. I'd love to be able to fly. Can we make stone bricks work? What does stone bricks have to go next to work here? Quite possibly. Next to the cobble, I think, is quite alright. Definitely definitely going to get some of those in as well. There we are. We're just basically building a wall at the moment around our front garden. Take some of those as well. My power would be to become the characters I create. That'd be quite cool. As like to drop into their universe or become that character in the real life, like in the world we live in at the moment. There we are. Now, where are all the wall varieties? Here we are. Let's get some of these out. See if we can make anything. Are there just plain... There's no plain stone walls. Has that always been a thing? I'm sure there was some kinds of stone walls about as well, but apparently not. Maybe some iron bars would be quite good as well. Become that character in this world. I see. I think that... Yeah. I like the idea of that. Going for a kind of ruined garden wall here. We've let the house fall into a bit of disrepair. It's not the end of the world, but he should probably get someone to look at his fence a bit. It's not doing too well. It's all fallen down all over the place. Some of it doesn't even make sense being where it is. Both of those together. You know what? Maybe a bit of rebar as well. Just coming off of the ground ones. I don't like the way the bars attach to the stone walls. Something like that. There we are. It's not the best, but it'll do. Aria, what character do you think you'd become? Give us a little bit of context about it. What makes you feel accomplished? Ooh. I'm really enjoying this, CS, and Aria as well. Thank you so much for these questions. Really enjoying the introspection. What makes me feel accomplished? Is people telling me I've done a good job. I think that's a relatively easy answer. Ariel's heading to bed. Alright, well, good night to you, my friend. Thank you for the questions and for contribution as well. Sleep well, and I will speak to you soon. Good night. But yeah, I think just hearing people say that I've done a good job, sincerely. I don't want people just going, yeah, great one, nice one, yeah, you did great, fine, and not having any meaning or intent behind it. Because I think that's the greatest affirmation of accomplishment, is when other people recognize that you've done well. It's probably the way I'd put it. I like positive feedback. I like to know that what I'm doing is having an effect. I think it's probably the best way I could word that. It's a really odd breathing sound effect in the song there that just kind of threw me off a bit. The song just stopped and went... I would spend time with all of them. Oh, okay. What about you, CS? I'm intrigued to know what some of your answers may be, if you're willing to share as well. I think for this bit in the front, I was considering, and this is a very brash decision that shouldn't be made lightly, I was considering the glazed terracotta. But this stuff is just... you can't make this stuff work at all. I don't even know how to place this in a way that I don't know. The glazed terracotta doesn't work. I've never used the glazed terracotta. I've used it once, I think, and it was because I bought it off a villager and so just had to try and make a use of it. But otherwise, it's a definite no from me, I'm afraid. The way I look at it, there are different versions of myself in different scenarios. I think that's true. I think that's true for a lot of writers, and people who create characters. I think a lot of people who do that kind of channel degrees of themselves into those. I think it's quite a healthy thing to do in a way. So we're going to go with the old reliable. We're just going to pop some stairs in here just to kind of break out the texture a bit. There we are. That's fine. That'll do. I'd like to be more persuasive. Feel accomplished when I reach goals that I have set for myself. Might not go back in time because of the potential of butterfly effect. That's true. I'd like to be more persuasive. That's a really interesting answer. I don't think I've ever heard that answer given to those kinds of questions before. That's really interesting. Why would you like to be more persuasive? Why would that, in your mind, be of benefit to you? To the point where you would want to change that. And of course, you've got to have the obligatory doorbell. There it is. Sup? Hello, Jay. Good. Oh, sorry, Carl. Good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing all right today. I did message you back. I don't know if you messaged me back while I was streaming, but how are you doing, my friends? Aria's off. See you later, Aria. Have a good evening. We're currently discussing all sorts of meaningful, deep questions. There we are. Being more persuasive, I can convince most people to do things I wanted them to do. It's the fair enough answer. It's a straightforward answer. What about... Where was... Had something in my eye for 2 hours. Saline didn't help. Uh-oh. Oof. Are you feeling better now, though? You managed to get it out? How deep? Well, we've had all sorts of questions. If you could go back and change one thing, would you? Oh my gosh, what have we... what's your philosophy in life? All kinds of good questions. What's the one thing you'd change about yourself? If you had one power, what would it be? We've had loads of great questions. It's still bothering you, though. That's unfortunate. So, what are you most thankful for? Ask CS. Just one thing, absolutely. Was that a song? I think that was a song. I think that was a song. Can I get some windows on this side? That's what I'm wondering. We might be able to get a window above the aquarium here. However, no way to access it. Oh, this song reminds me of... Did you ever play the Toy Story 2 video game that came out where you played as Buzz and you had to go and save Woody? This reminds me of the song from the airport level where you're inside the baggage reclaim. Okay, so maybe something like this along here. Again, I know I said we're not doing the interiors, but an opportunity's just become available. And we can get a window right here. Which will help us out a lot because we've got a lot of space to try and fill up. Oops, he fell. Playing a new game called Until the End, which is hard. Uh-oh. Is this something I've got to add to my wish list for us to stream one day? As for what I'm thankful for, my immediate answer for that is my friends. 100%. Without my friends, it would be a much more difficult time to be alive. Not even just now, but like even in general. Beforehand, I think all of my friends are phenomenal people. I'm very, very lucky to know the people that I do and be able to call them my friends. And that's something that I couldn't imagine my life without. Very, very thankful for them. You think I'll like it? What's the aim of Unto the End? What type of game is it as well? Now the cobblestone and the andesite go really well together. I like their look. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, it's all coming together now. We are going to need to find a place for Paul and Carl, though. They can't stay there. It's going to sit there. There we are. Better, much better. Alright, now something for the bottom here. I'm thinking maybe we kind of carry things on. All about finding the way in which the space works. That might be better off as a slab, that one. You know what? Disregard it all. I'm putting the beam back. We'll find a way to make this work, I guarantee it. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. I quite like that. 2D platformer. So far, survive. Quite violent, but looks very good. Is it gonna... Does it contravene Twitch's terms of service? Is it that violent? Is that what we're looking at? Oh, tea's gone cold. By the way, this mug. Check this out. How's that for a cool mug? Dratini. I love it. I think this was a birthday present or a Christmas present. I'll just pop that on the shelf for the time being. What is the craziest thing you've ever done, and would you do it again? I think the craziest thing I ever did was when I left my life behind here and went and lived in Canada. That was probably the craziest thing I ever did. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I just dropped everything and went off to a different part of the world and lived there for a significant chunk of time. I went out there on my own. I was supposed to go with a friend, but complications arose. So I went out there on my own and was terrified. Really terrified. But I had one of the best times of my life. And I would 100% do it again. I'd love to. I'd love to do it again. Circumstances obviously currently prohibit any of that sort of stuff. But as soon as the opportunity is available, I'd love to head back out there. Absolutely love it. Okay, what else do we need? What do we need in a front garden here? I'm wondering if maybe we should kind of... I don't know, I may just leave this whole space blank and green for the time being. We'll just leave that as it is and work it out. Because I reckon what we could do is if we have other builds as well, we could then create a sort of communal area in the middle here. And then more houses around the outsides or something like that. So I may just leave this space as it is for the time being. Alright, next up, let's actually try and deal with this roof here. I know I counted the stairs earlier and it was 26, I think. Just bear with me. 1, 2, 3. 26. Okay, so the midpoint will be 13. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 we've got right there. Just punch those bits out for the moment. Oh, that doesn't look even. 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is even. Okay. That's fine then. So, what I want to do, just a little ways up. Maybe about here. Yeah, I think here's okay. I'm going to just get this in place so that we can build up. Something like that, maybe. It does look like it's going to cause a problem for us on the inside, though. We might just have to go and check that out for a moment. What about you, Jay? Craziest thing you've ever done, would you do it again? Okay, it will cause us a problem on the stairway up. Or it might not. I can get rid of that one right there. We might be fine, actually. We might be fine. We'll come back. Music? Excusez-moi. Oh, it's just a really long outro of silence. We'll skip over that. The craziest thing you've ever done is a nursing degree, and probably not. But is that a probably not because of everything that's going wrong right now? Because, like, I would still consider it's a really worthwhile use of time. Obviously, it's just the world's falling apart at the moment, and your job has become infinitely more difficult as a result. Oh, do you know what we could have here? Let's change things up a little bit. Let's go for the stripped logs. We're going to go all out spruce on this. Like that. Where are we? CS, what's your biggest regret in life? Oh, you'll have to give me a moment on that one. Jay, whole life is an amalgamation of regrets. Shalom, Nick, says the native bagel. Hello, Connor. Good to see and hear from you. Last time I heard from you, you had a champagne breakfast with caviar in bed on Christmas Day. How was New Year's for you? A suitably merry, hopefully. A similar wake up, perhaps. How the other half live. What is the biggest regret? Again, I think of, as I said, coming back from Canada was probably. I don't know if that was a regret or maybe just a not a bad decision, but it was a decision that. I think it was a decision that was made in haste. It's probably the best way to put it. And maybe had I taken a bit more time to think it over about whether or not I was going to come home, I'd have been able to make a better informed choice. These questions are great. Keep them coming. Got rather drunk with the other Connor. A traditional New Year's then. It was probably worthwhile doing whilst it was still legal. There we go. Don't worry, he figured out the problem with the roof. He's fixed it. Actually, it's got to come out one more. There we are. Remember you just turned up at my flat? What was that? When I just turned up... Oh, was that when... That was when I came back from Canada, right? You didn't know I was coming back. So yeah, that was great. And that's... Like, that was awesome. But at the same time, like, when I chose to come back, it was when things were going... It's not that they were going badly. It's just that there was a whole heap of problems that was really getting to me, and it felt like that was the time to come home. Whereas realistically, I probably could have stuck it out and carried on out there. But as I said earlier, you know, if I'd have come back if I'd stayed out there for longer, then I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now with regards to working, streaming, you know, even the friends that I've got at the moment, I wouldn't necessarily know either. So there was definite pros and cons to both, is what I would say. How was my New Year's? Exhausting. I was very, very tired. Streamed for 10 hours non-stop. I had a fantastic time, don't get me wrong, but I was absolutely cream crackered by the end of it. Absolutely knackered. But I had a great time. Had a great time. Definitely want to do more in the future. It's okay, we're gradually piecing this roof bit together. It will take a bit of time. I'm not a roof expert. We will be here for a little while. But we'll get there. We will get there. This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. There are indeed. But one of them is spelt properly, and one of them is spelt with 2 N's. It's okay, I can say that. What accomplishment are you most proud of? Oof. I will think on that. When you arrived home, you didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone. Or I tried not to. I wanted to keep it a surprise for absolutely everybody. And for the most part, it worked. But that was awesome. That was awesome. That was a great accomplishment in and of itself, was keeping that hidden. Connor, I'm now illegally going to his for his birthday. Yeah, don't do that. Or if you are going to do that, don't say that when there's a nurse in chat. He won't thank you for it. Do you want some help removing that foot from your mouth? Ah, the roof. The roof's a different shape. Okay, this bit's fine at least. The front bit here is quite alright. Only to drop a present off. Okay. Well, just so you make sure. Not even for a quick one. You drop the present off and you get right back on it. Okay. Actually, this is easily fixable with the roof. We just need to do the same on the other side. Just need to do the same on the other side. This is an easy fix. I think it's only fair though, right? Because both of you guys have your birthdays in January, which means that you guys actually got birthdays last year, whereas I did not. Mine's in April. I was stuck in lockdown. And it seems like I'm also going to miss the birthday this year as well. So I think it's only fair that everyone gets a turn of not experiencing a birthday. As for greatest accomplishment, I have no idea. Do you know what? Actually, I think my greatest accomplishment is work related. I think. So when I was working as a chef. This is a good few years ago now. When I was working as a chef, I was kind of thrust into the job without really knowing how to be a chef, so I just kind of improvised and muddled through and somehow got to be really good at it. Or got to be really good at working with the products we had available, is probably the way I should express it. And then randomly we took on a teenage apprentice who, like, this was his first job, and he'd never worked before, let alone worked in a kitchen before. And so it was kind of down to me to train him, bearing in mind I'd only just learned how to do the job myself. And so I did my best to train him, took him under my wing a little bit, and he did phenomenally well, to the point where now that is his career. He is a professional chef, which is more than I was. I wasn't really a professional chef. I was just what we call over here a microwave technician. Well, that's not strictly true. I did cook fresh produce as well, but it was less fresh and more frozen sort of stuff, whereas he's working at an incredible level now. And I take a degree of pride in getting him to that point. I was the one who trained him up, with help. Rach, who's not in chat at the moment, but Rach as well helped with training and all that kind of stuff also. So the fact that I've been able to train someone to do a job and they are still A, working in that job, and B, have made a incredible career out of it so far is probably my greatest achievement. It's like having a kid, you know, your legacy lives on. In a weird sort of way. He probably won't thank me for saying that, but he's not here, so it's fine. There we go. Oops. Let's get some more going down. I need to drop a present off. He's self-isolating still. Oh dear. Poor fella. Having said that, I guess, well, no, yeah. At least he's being sensible. Literally going to put it on his doorstep. It's like ding dong ditch. Just put it on the doorstep, ring the bell, and run away. Shout at him from the bottom of the drive. What else did I do on this side? Something's not right. I think the window's too far forward. That's the problem here. Rach is playing Apex. Clemmy is... Sorry, excuse me. My voice seemed to have broken a little bit. Clemmy's here! There we go. Now I can sound a bit more manly. Clemmy's here. Good afternoon to you. I am streaming early. I'm just going for a little bonus stream today. I had nothing going on. And it's been a while since we've done any sort of Minecraft-y creative building, so thought we may as well try and get back into that a little bit. How are you doing today? Everything all good? We're currently answering all sorts of introspective questions and finding out things about ourselves thanks to CS. Ugh, kids keep trying to talk to me. Well, Nay, you became a teacher. If you didn't want to be dealing with that, then you could have picked a better career option. Thing is that I bet it's all the same questions and stuff over and over, isn't it? I loved your mantra that you had on Instagram. Was it yesterday? We'll get into the groove and things will improve. I love that. I think that's great. There we are. Awesome. How are you doing, Clemmy? What is one dream you have yet to accomplish? Ooh. One dream I have yet to accomplish. Alright. As with every other question, leave it with me. I didn't say it to my Year 11s today. I felt the mood wasn't right. They're over it already. That should be what you say to people instead of hello. Fifth is hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Fifth. Welcome. How are you doing? You should definitely start all your phone calls to your Year 11s with, are you in the groove and have things improved? Oh, they are. They are woefully out, aren't they? Oh, yeah, that is so out of sync. You guys didn't tell me. Ugh. Okay. Oh, that's done it. Oh, there we are. Fixed it. Don't worry. He's a genius. He's done it. More or less. It's probably where it should be now. Things seem better. But yeah, definitely just start with, hello. Are you in the groove? Have things improved? His girlfriend got it on New Year's Day. Oh, man. What a rubbish start to the new year. That's unfortunate. I wish her a speedy recovery. You're welcome, it's 6 AM. You haven't been to sleep? How come? That's some... How come? They'd probably hang up if you did that. Been breeding chocobos on Final Fantasy VII. Got the Goldbird Knights of the Round Summon. And Quadra Magic. I know very little about Final Fantasy, so a lot of those words are lost on me. You might be able to tell. See, I got into the groove and things did improve. You're right. Let's bring it back. A dream I have yet to accomplish. A dream I have yet to accomplish is... I don't know. I think a dream I have yet to accomplish is to actually get a dream to accomplish. Which sounds weird. Let me explain. I think probably the biggest issue, for lack of a better way of putting it, I have, is that I am very happy to just kind of float. Or I'm not happy to float, but I'm that's how I sort of spend my existence at the moment. It's just kind of floating around, and when something happens, you know. I've not got any kind of real aspiration, for lack of a better way of putting it. This sounds like this opening to My Heart Will Go On. I've not got any kind of long-term life aspiration. Which I'm okay with. I'm making it work. So I think a dream I have yet to accomplish is to get something to accomplish. Sounds kind of sad and depressing when you put it like that, but like I say, I'm making it work. We're doing what we can. AMA, if you could add anything to Minecraft, what would it be and why? See, the game's moving in a direction that I'm kind of liking now, where a lot of the stuff I wanted to be added is beginning to get added. You know, I was saying for ages how this game needed igloos, and they got added. It needed more stuff underwater, and it got added. Shipwrecks and buried treasure and that kind of stuff, it all got added. So things are definitely moving in the direction that I like for this game. Something that needs to get added that doesn't currently exist. I was thinking about this before I started streaming earlier, actually. Although we have fence posts, I want wooden walls, I think. Wooden walls would be good, so you could actually build a sort of Minecraft, like a fence for your garden that looks a bit better than this. Right? So, if we take the wall, for instance, and if you pretend that this is a wood texture, so that you can have a fence that looks like that, rather than the fence posts or just straight up wooden blocks, you know. That's the main thing in my head at the moment about adding to the game. Knights of the Round is the ultimate summon materia. Eon puts it. Okay. Equipping Quadra Magic, it allows me to cast it 4 times the price of 1. Oh, right. Sounds very, very OP. It's a good place to be. Hydration break, I'll take that. My dream is to retire to the Scottish Highlands. Beautiful part of the world. I've been led to believe. I've never been. I might have to steal your thunder there, Fifth, and go for my dream is to retire to the Canadian Rockies. Off to bed. Good night, Fifth. Sleep well. Or good morning, but sleep well. Love the chisel mods. Yes. Yes, to be able to add your own patterns to the blocks and stuff like that. That'd be cool. A way to... Actually, where we were talking about the glazed terracotta earlier. I think there exists a mod that introduced it. But a way to be able to rotate blocks by clicking on them rather than having to try and work out which way round you need to stand to position them in the way that you want. So like you've got to stand on 4 different directions to get 4 different blocks right there, whereas there's a mod for a tool where you can just right click the block and it rotates it. That would be a great quality of life improvement also. Having said that, actually, that doesn't look too awful for a fence, but I would just prefer this in a wooden texture, you know? Rather than, like, being stuck with this, where it will be see-through. I don't really want that. I want that, but wood. Get it sorted, Mojang. I need my stone back. There it is. Cool. More wall textures in general. Quartz walls would be good. That's what I want to do, actually. I think after we're done with this building, I want to try and do a modern building. I've never built modern before. So I am intrigued to give it a go. It might look really, really bad. But I want to see. I've never built modern. Like a nice, stylish modern mansion or something would be cool. Oh, greatest fear. What's everybody's greatest fear? In terms of like a physical existent thing, beetles. The insect, not the band. Gotta clarify. Beetles are my biggest like physical fear. I cannot stand them. They've never done anything to me. It's not born out of any kind of horrible experience. They just literally make my skin crawl. And I cross the road to avoid a beetle. In terms of something perhaps a bit more metaphysical, something a bit more like metaphysical would probably be, I don't know, probably loneliness, I guess. I think that, yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that probably, something more metaphysical is probably something like loneliness for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind being on my own. Being on my own's fine. I've been living on my own for the last 3 months. No problem. I am perfectly happy in my own company. But loneliness and being alone are 2 different things. And whilst I am very content with being alone, I am not too keen on being lonely. Being alone is a physical representation of like the space you occupy in the world. Whereas loneliness is a feeling. And it's the feeling that I don't want and that I'm scared of. And that feeling being persistent and lasting, that's what I'm not down for. Oh, you know what let's get some shutters. There we go. The Choco bricks. Some shutters, there we go. I think if we extend them across... Give me birchwood. The 8th one isn't here, so we can use birch. There we go. Spiders. If we were to go deeper, I'd say disappointing people. Yeah, it's fair. Not greatest, but strangest fear. Buttons. I forget that about you. I forget that you don't like buttons. And that's also an unexplained one as well. Like, that's just... To the best of my recollection, you just don't like them. There's no cause for that. And also, like, it's a fairly common weird fear as well, buttons. I don't know what it is. There was a YouTuber I used to watch who wasn't just limited to buttons, it was just little things in general. He made a video about it. He went on to specify that it was things that shouldn't be little that are. So like toy figures and that kind of thing. That's what his greatest fear was. That's unusual. Alright, so take a little break from the outside for the moment. We're doing a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. However, I've just come across a problem. Actually, it might not be too much of a problem. So, we're going to take a quick pause from the exterior, because anyone who was here last time may remember that somebody in chat, and I believe it was Jay, mentioned something about having a secret dungeon in the house. We have the infrastructure for that. Yes, we do. Bearing in mind, here's our grand and beautiful bedroom. I hooked up a secret switch. All you got to do is forget all your manners and stand on the table. And then it opens the secret doorway down to the dungeon that we have yet to build. But we will build a dungeon at some point for this house as well. So there is one there. Don't you worry about it. And basically the only reason I'm showing you that is so that we can do some building around the back here and no one goes, what's that redstone for? Because what we want to do is perhaps get a chimney on here. I'm wondering if it'll probably take up part of this though, which is the problem. So we may need to build something else on the roof up here. But we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out right now, in fact, actually. As we go. I have a memory of a time in reception class. It was a Tupperware of buttons of various shapes and sizes. We had to play and feel with them. I didn't. Okay. See, but again, though, that's still no cause for that. That's just... You touched buttons when you were a kid and instantly didn't like them. There wasn't a cause behind that. Jay says levers for the dungeon. One correct and one wrong lever. we will get levers. Worry ye not. We will get them. First of all, though, I want a chimney. What's your deal? Why are you here? Okay, you're one of them. Right. We can do something about that. A crocodile pit. I'm not sure I can do anything about crocodiles. There are no crocodiles in this game. However, leave it with me, and I will see what I can do. That makes it sound like I'm going to get crocodiles added to the game. I'm not. What I mean by that is I'll improvise and we'll fill it with... I think the most dangerous sea creature in this game is the pufferfish. Oh, guardians, actually. We can get some guardians down. Where are they? Where are the guardians? Okay, there's one. Yeah, so we got oh, wrong game mode. So we got these guys right here. These are the most dangerous sea creatures that we have in this game. We'll just have to have a pit of them. Okay. To be honest, we can probably fill this in. Or maybe we should let it go all the way up. Oops. Because you can get in here to look, so we should fill it. And we have covered it up on the inside as well, so there's no reason to. Entering the panpipe zone now. Let's variate those textures nicely, keep things moving. There we are. Oh, okay, Guardians don't despawn. I thought they died in... I thought they died... Never mind. I have a little trick for you guys who drink soft drinks out of cans. If you think it might have been shaken, flick the sides of the can for like a minute. Tried this, shook a can, did that, it didn't explode. I've heard multiple theories on this. So, whilst that does work, I've also heard the theory that the only reason that works is because you spend the time tapping the drink, and the time makes the drink calm down anyway. I don't know for certain whether or not that's the case, but this is what I've heard. It was on an episode of Mythbusters. Now, if I didn't put one underneath already, we can get a hay bale. Pop that right there. That will make the smoke travel higher. Will it come out the top of the chimney? Oh, it is coming out. How high does the smoke go? Ooh, okay. Once we got a chimney in place, that might go high enough. Probably want it to go a little higher, actually. We'll see. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah. I think if you shake a can up and then literally just leave it for a minute rather than tapping it, I think it will have the same effect. However, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so it's looking like we are definitely going to need to do something else with this wooden bit right here, because the chimney's cutting into it quite badly. So let's take all of this out. And we'll come up with something else. It may be that it looks fine with just the chimney up here. Because that's the main reason why we're doing this, is that the roof is just flat at the moment, and we don't want that. We want to break it up just a little bit. So we'll maybe come back to that in a second. I'd live in this home. Ah, that's probably one of the greatest compliments. Even with its secret dungeon. But it is looking nice so far. I am very happy with this so far. And I'm glad that we're taking the time as well. Like, obviously the first stream was 3 hours long, and we only built... Well, we built the interior and the exterior shell. And that's pretty decent. But this is definitely a sign of things to come. that I'm going to be spending ages building a single building. So where does this need to come up to? I think really for a good chimney, it probably needs to come up to about here. Otherwise it would just look a bit too short and stubby compared to everything else. It won't fit the proportions of the building. Alright, I missed some stuff. CS had another question. Where was that? One thing that bothers you most about the world today? Alright, where do we begin? No. It's hard to narrow it down to just one. But I think the thing that bothers me the most right now is it's the fact that how do I word this properly? People just aren't sensible anymore. That's probably the best, most diplomatic way that I can word it. People just are not sensible. And it's putting other people, the rest of the planet, at huge risk. And I think if people just took some time then the world would be in a bit of a better spot than what it is right now. If they took the time to think and not react immediately on instinct, we would be in a much better position than we are now. And I think that's what annoys me the most. Do you know what? I think just doing this little bit with the wall at the end here has actually really sent this chimney into a new level. Have two cans, shake both, flick one of them, and then let the other be, and see. Exactly, yeah. Science. Make it one block wide and do a little narrow chimney. I'm gonna do that in a moment. Jay's got the right idea. One thing that annoys you about the world, just... there you are. Look out your window. Pick. For me, it's Karen's. I mean, that as well. Everyone's looking for a reason to be upset. And I think if people stopped looking for reasons to be upset, then the world would also just be better. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put another campfire in toward the top of the chimney. So we get the smoke coming out. Problem is if I put another wall... Oh yeah, no wait, that does happen with that. This has completely changed this whole chimney. Okay, I need another hay bale. The smoke doesn't go high enough. There it is. There we are. Yes. So, let's just pop all of these in right here. And then I think these can go back to being regular blocks. Ooh, you know, I'm actually thinking maybe I need 2 more rows of the wall. Oh, that's better. That's better. That's better. That does now leave us with a slight problem of the roof here, though. And I think this might have to be something that we will come back to on another occasion. Well, I think where we've got one window on that side, maybe we'll just put two on this side. We'll put one over here, and then another one over here, perhaps. And I think that could work. And then for this, that's just going to have to go like that. I don't like that, though. Can we do something about this? Because I think our problem is that this won't look correct either. If we go like that, I don't like that random peak. I might be able to work with it, actually. We just pull that out a little bit. And then give me the slab. I could make yeah, you know what? Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. I think we're going to have to make a compromise on something like that anyway, so we may as well just, when we find one we like, just work with it and go from there. That'll do. That's fine. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? Okay. I shall ponder it. What's with all the philosophical... What's with all those questions today? Well, CS has dropped into chat and he's just been... Oh, they've just been firing these questions off, and it's been really interesting to think about. And I don't know, I'm enjoying answering them. I hope people are kind of enjoying the answers, maybe thinking about it for themselves, coming up with their own answers as well. I enjoy this kind of introspection type stuff. So, CS has just been on an absolute mad one. It's probably the best way to put it. Coming up with all kinds of thinking person's questions. It's not the stream I thought it would be, but that is certainly not a bad thing. We probably need some mossy cobblestone in the chimney as well. Fantastic. So, thing I could change about the world, I would probably make money less of a driving force. Because I think there's the old saying that money is the root of all evil. And it feels like that's probably the case. So I feel like if money could be less of a be-all and end-all, then I think that would be a good step towards fixing problems in the world. Random bits of moss. Very, very important for detail. Is there a moss wall? There is a moss wall, isn't there? Yes, there is. Give me some of that. Do we do the cobweb trick as well? Will cobwebs help make the smoke look better? I think I prefer it without. I think I prefer just smoke. Here's an easy question. Who is portrayed as a mouse? Mickey or Goofy? Well, Mickey. The clue's in the name. That question's so easy, I feel like it may be a trick question. I feel like they're the sorts of questions we all eventually get to after a couple of drinks at a pub. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. I only ask these questions to people who have the AMA tag. That's the whole point of the tag, is it creates this kind of interesting debate. And it has, but it's certainly been interesting for me anyway. I don't care about you guys, it's been interesting for me. No, it's a total lie. I've really, really enjoyed answering them and thinking about them. I think my answers would probably change if, like May said, after a few drinks in the pub, the answers would probably change. Because I'm kind of multitasking a little bit and I don't want to have too much dead air. So I think though, I've answered them all fairly well so far. I love the button decoration as well. It's such a cool little additional feature. Nice. Alright, let's look at this roof situation again. So, the spare space I have to work with here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is what we did have, to be fair, so... let's get these in place. Ooh. Could work, could work. Alright, who is your favourite historical figure? Ooh. Is there like a date restriction for what counts as a historical figure? So for instance, I would say that, for instance, Napoleon is a historical figure. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that, for instance, like David Bowie, who died a couple of years ago, it doesn't feel like a historical figure yet. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, he's a famous person who has died, but Oh, it's horrible to say, but he's not really been dead long enough to be a historical figure, if that makes sense. So, is there? That's my question. Is there a date restriction, or does it just have to be somebody who has died? These are too far out. No dates. Okay. So, I don't actually know if that would impact it at all. It's good to know the context. So, favorite historical figure. The person that springs to mind is one of my drumming influences. So for anyone watching who doesn't know, I play drums. And there's a drummer who I never got the opportunity to see played live, who I would very much like to see play live. Purely for his kind of musical prowess and ability to play, it was more or less unrivaled, in my opinion. So, see, I don't know though. I just seen Nay pop up with Shakespeare, and that's definitely a good answer. That's better than my answer, which was going to be the Rev, who was the drummer for Avenged Sevenfold. And I think, well, like he died toward the beginning of the 2010s, I think. Shakespeare's a good answer. No, Nick, you do you. Fair. It feels like a bit of a cop-out answer, though, you know? It's not a historical figure. You know, Shakespeare is a historical figure. Moses is potentially maybe a historical figure. A historical figure is someone you learn about in history, I think, is probably the way to define it. And so, I think, and this is also a weird answer, I suppose, but I'm thinking maybe, I can't remember his first name, but he was a doctor. His name was Galen, and if memory serves, he was one of the first people to perform like an autopsy. He was the first person to do all sorts of really incredible research into human anatomy and that sort of thing. He was a Roman doctor, so it's going way back. And don't get me wrong, like his practices were not good. Because why would they be in that era? But the kinds of advances he made for medicine with such rudimentary understanding is incredible. If memory serves, he proved that the brain controls the body through nerves. You think like how much of an incredible piece of knowledge that is, and he discovered it in Roman times by doing I think he did an autopsy on a pig. I think it was a live autopsy actually on a pig, and he like touched various parts of the brain, and it made the pig squeal or do or act, twitch a limb and stuff like that. And he was saying, look, if I poke this part of the brain, the pig's legs twitch or something like that. It's been a while since I studied medicine at school, but it was something along those lines, and that strikes me as just being fascinating to have kind of come up with that theory and put together that sort of knowledge with such rudimentary understanding of how the human body works. I think it's really, really impressive. I'd like to meet the women involved in the Salem witch trials just to talk to them. I think, from the point of view of just wanting to speak to a historical figure, then I would... I don't know, can I say this? Probably not. But I would be interested in meeting Hitler from that point of view. From someone to talk to, I'd want to meet Hitler and go, what is going through your mind, you lunatic? Like, to get some kind of first-hand understanding of what's going on in their brain. Not to say that by speaking to him you would then go, oh, right, yeah, okay, that makes sense, because it was absolutely atrocious. There is no justification for any of the stuff that he did. But to get an insight into, like, where his brain was at when he was behaving in that way, I think would be kind of interesting. I am trying to choose my words very carefully, you may have gathered. Because it's always a delicate subject. But I just think it would be interesting to not understand, but to hear his point of view from him. I don't know. That's probably earned me a whole heap of unfollows and unsubs, and it's going to get the video banned on Twitch and YouTube when it goes up. But I don't know. Obviously, like, you can read people's diaries and that kind of thing, but there's only so much you can get from that. And I think it would be interesting to hear something from him firsthand. Hear him attempt to justify what he did. Okay, you know what? I think we kind of fixed the roof problem. The only thing we do need to do to the roof, that I will come onto at some point, is, as we've done elsewhere on the house, just swapping out some of these oak stairs. We could probably do some of this now. Just swapping some of these out for other blocks so that the palette just changes a bit, so the colour's a little different. There we go. This is shaping up really, really quite nicely. Is there... want to do something about this, but I can't really. So I think we're just going to have to leave that as it is. And just take the loss on that one. Can we... Did we try this? Is that okay? It's not awful. It's not awful. Ah. Hand's getting cold. Oh, what did I do to the front here? Why is this missing? There we are. That's fixed. Okay. So now we need to... Now I'm going to try and find something to do with this gaping section right here. I think our first thing to do is we need to... We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna bring it in. Right here. Ugh, I'm frustrated. Clemmy's frustrated. What are you frustrated for? Can we help at all? Okay. Now that the gap is plugged, we can work with it from the outside. Because this, as I think you will agree, looks kind of lame. I don't really know what to do for it. I think maybe first things first, let's get a pillar going down the middle. So that breaks that up at least. And then I think stone in the middle, maybe? It seems odd why a wooden building would be supporting a stone structure at the top. But this is Minecraft. Physics don't have to make sense. Because the game hasn't got any, really. What food could you not live without? Oof. Trying to think, what are some of my favourite foods? I mean, of course, an absolute classic. I adore pizza. Pizza's a very safe option. I think a lot of people might choose pizza on that question. Not that makes it a bad answer at all. Oops. Just let some gravel go inside the house. That's not what I wanted to do with that. There we go. Then we'll do the same here and throw some stairs in as well. So yeah, pizza's always a very good effort. The Sunday roast is phenomenal. A Christmas dinner kind of falls under the same bracket, but still slightly different. Sunday roast, Christmas dinner. Nay says garlic bread. It's a very solid choice. And a very beautiful callback as well. Perhaps some more left of field stuff. Red peppers. Love red peppers. I think I could do without red peppers though. The Kobe beef I had the other day, that was absolutely sensational. It's very good. Bao buns, duck, oh, all so good. But honestly, I think it's got to be the Sunday roast and like the Christmas dinner, you know, like the meat and the heap of veg, beautiful gravy. That is what I would not be able to live without. Because one, it is so delicious and so filling. That's two reasons. So delicious, so filling. There's always leftovers, so you can always go back for more. And it's a really good, healthy meal also. You know, I feel like I'm being good whenever I have a full roast dinner. Because it was a good, healthy, full of nutrition meal. How true or not that may be, I don't know. But it certainly feels that way. And I think that would be my food I couldn't live without. Especially if it's mum's roast dinner. Because everybody knows that mum's cooking is the best. And so that would be the one. Mum's roast dinner would be the food I could not live without. And indeed Christmas dinner, for exactly the same reasons. There's always leftovers, like always leftovers. Super healthy. I mean, unless you eat loads of it like I do. I think that would be it. Clemmy ordered and paid for an expensive order about 2 months ago. Didn't get to the post office in time. It got sent back to where we bought it. Got Gmail asking me if I wanted them to resend it or refund me. Resend it, got no answer. Thought they probably saw it and is sending now. It's been 2 months, not a single peep. Now when I'm trying to contact them, their website's not working. I know your pain very, very well. I was waiting nearly 3 weeks for my electric drum kit that should have come on next day delivery. And it took me nearly 3 weeks to get that sorted and sent. They just straight up did not deliver it, even though the website said that they had tried to deliver it several times. No. No delivery attempt was made whatsoever to my address at all. And then it got sent back to the company, and I had to arrange to have it resent back to an alternative address, seeing as how they couldn't be bothered to find my address and post and deliver it. It's so incredibly frustrating. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, now for another wall. This is a very involved process. We've been here for nearly 2 hours working on this. And I think that may be a good time to stop. I did originally have this planned until 3. Until 4. I was going to go for 3 hours. But I am quite tired. I didn't sleep too well last night. So I'm going to knock it on the head slightly early. We're going to replace some of these blocks as we've been saying we will do. And then I'm going to take a quick nap and get something to eat maybe and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll be back a little bit later on for Medal of Honor. But this is looking really, really good, if I do say so myself. Thoroughly enjoying not only the questions and everyone hanging out, the music, but just chill building. It's so good. I find myself wondering if where we've got these bigger clumps of spruce wood, maybe we could pop a dark oak stair in there as well. Just to add yet another colour to the roof and break it up a little bit more. This I'm not too sure about. This is just a sort of stab in the dark. I don't know. I think I prefer it as just the spruce personally. I think just the spruce. I think we leave it as the spruce on this occasion. Would have gotten a ping from the post office too if any package on its way with my name on it. Ugh. It's so frustrating. And the thing is, like, I don't know much about delivering post and that kind of thing. Never worked in the job. But I think to myself, like, how hard can it be to deliver a package? Like, surely it's not that difficult, right? Apparently it is. And I get it, you know, I like I said, I've never worked in the job, so I can't really comment on how easy or difficult the job is to do. But at the same time, you just need to go to an address which is given to you and put something through the letterbox or ring the doorbell. And if you can't find it, this is the thing, right? If you can't find it, Everything asks for your information nowadays. Why has the delivery driver not got a contact number for you? Give the driver the contact number so he can call and go, I'm a bit lost. Can you tell me where you live? I would sooner take a phone call from a delivery guy asking me where I live than I would have to go through the rigmarole of trying to get a package redelivered because the guy couldn't find my house. It's obscene. There we are. Let's get this wall in as well. We've got that one in. Let's get this one. And then we'll wrap it up for today. Even a small store I ordered something from 2 days ago. Email yesterday with them asking. Yeah, exactly. It's super fast. And if they're asking questions, they're already working on it. Exactly. The thing is though, what I will say is that generally speaking, smaller stores are more likely to work harder to get your package to you and make sure everything's okay. Because they're smaller stores, they rely on repeat custom and they rely on your business. So they have to go the extra mile to ensure that you enjoy their service and that you use it again. Whereas bigger companies don't necessarily trouble themselves with that, because for every one of you, there's 6 others. And they'll be just fine. Which is not the way it should be at all. But unfortunately, it is the way that it is. Oops. Oh, there we are. CS, if you're still in chat, how did you find the channel? I am curious. What brings you to our corner of the internet today? It's time for you to have the questions. It's because I don't recall seeing your name in chat before, so I'm just intrigued to find out how you happened to stumble upon our little channel. If you're not going to send me an order, at least, yeah, but you asked for it to be resent, so they're not going to let the money go. I'm a teenager, I can't be bothered. Yeah, you said, oh no, resend it, so they're going to do that rather than release your money back to you. If they release the money back to you, then they've lost the sale. Whereas if you want it redelivered, then they are able to hold on to the cash. That's how I'm led to believe that business works. I am not a businessman in the least. My real life job is as a bartender. I don't understand how business works. But that's what I've been led to believe business is like. It's all about the money, money, money. Don't care about the price tag. Or whatever it was Jesse J said. I look for smaller AMA streams. Oh, that's fair enough. Well, thank you very much for dropping in and choosing us to spend your day, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be for you where you are with us. Couple more bits of detail, I think. Let's just pop some cobwebs up in here because it's a corner. You know there's some spiders hanging around here somewhere. I'm gonna tell Mum she can flip-flop them. Yeah, that's it. So if in doubt, send in the heavies. Oh, we got another Wandering Trader. Hello. Are we going to add you to Paul and Carl? Don't need any of that, obviously, because creative mode. And, oh, we did put some cobwebs in the insides as well. That's cool. If you could run a business, no barriers or money requirements to get there, what would it be? Keep me going for just a little while longer. If I could run a business, because it's the only job I've ever known, I would choose to run a bar. It's a job that I know inside out. I'm very experienced at. Very good at, if I do say so myself. There was a plan. Me and a good friend of mine were going to open a bar, but then he decided to join the police, and I'm not bitter about it in the least. But that would be my that'd probably be mine. I would opt for one of 3 businesses, although all are out of work at the moment. Theatre, cool. Or restaurant or bookshop. Oh, hit me up if you decide you want to run a restaurant. Once all this is over, we'll make that happen if you want. We'll go do that. You know what we haven't got is we haven't got any kind of space for a back garden, and I don't have anywhere to put a back door. I guess we could put a back door literally right here. And I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to put a door in here right now to remind myself that we need to put in a back garden. Oh, we can't put a window there though. Yeah, we're going to pop that there so I know that I need to build a back garden. And then we can build that round the back here. We've got the chimney there, we can build a little barbecue area or something like that. That'll be cool. I'll look forward to that. What sort of restaurant would we run? I'm not sure. I would like the idea of like a kind of like small bites kind of place. So like you order like 6 or 7 things from the menu, and it's just kind of like a sharing. I guess like a tapas sort of place, but not strictly tapas food. Just sort of like, you know, picky bits, but really good quality picky bits, I think. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Something like that. Good drinks, all that sort of stuff. You handle the restaurant, I'll handle the bar. We'll be sorted. Dream team. Once Rona's out of the way. It's a children's store. Seen with price of babies and children. 2 glass bottles cost $10 each. Eek. Open a store for eco. Nice. No chemicals or plastic. Nice. That's a very good. That's a very good business model. I like that. Street food style. Yes. That's it. Different parts of the restaurant for different parts of the world. That'd be cool. Want to avoid moving into like a buffet kitchen type place where they've just got some of everything though. I like the idea of it, but it's better to do one thing well than lots of things badly. We certainly work it into the plan though. Alright, here we are. We are built for the day. You can only eat nachos if you're sitting in Mexico. We have got everything built for today. What I will do, just quickly, because we didn't do it last time, we should probably do it. Let's turn some shaders on. And look at the place in stunning beauty. Hopefully. Okay. Oh, doesn't it look wonderful? Oh, I love it. Oh, with the ray tracing. Oh. Isn't that stunning? Doesn't it look great? If I do say so myself. Shaders make everything look so cozy. They do, don't they? Let's take a look inside. We didn't actually have a look inside with shaders either. So here we are, look. I got the aquarium right there. Oh yeah, I love it with shaders. Oh yes, this is definitely something brilliant. I really, really like this house. Oh, the bedroom. stuff. Oh, it's incredible. Let's just see how the upstairs looks. I'm not expecting much for upstairs, but... Oh, it looks so moody. This is brilliant. I really, really like this house. I really like this project. This is so good. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Fantastic. What do we got? My sister struggled getting glass feeding bottles for my niece. Okay. Washed immediately, exactly. You never know. It's so pretty. Whole section for wooden toys. Wooden children's toys are brilliant. It's a special place for wooden toys. Here's what I wish they could add in Minecraft. Copy and paste from single player to multiplayer. You have to save all the materials and then deposit them. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I'm sure there's a way to do it within world, but to transfer it from one world to another, that would be a cool feature. That would be a cool feature. Anyway, we are done for this afternoon. Very nice, very chilled out stream. I've had a wonderful time once again. Absolutely brilliant. It's been good fun. It's been good fun. We will be back a bit later on with Medal of Honor. What I'm anticipating is the concluding part. CS, thank you very, very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the questions and the engagement as well. That was a really fun stream. And that's in no small part to all of the fantastic questions and stuff. So very much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. For the bits as well, thank you very much, Nay. Hope I managed to keep you company somewhat while you were working away. Didn't distract you too much. Children into Minecraft. You could build kids stuff. Oh, like a little miniature railway or something like that. That'd be cool. Welcome to the Tack Pack indeed. That's cool. Thank you so much once again, guys. We will be back later on in 4 hours, actually. We'll be back in 4 hours for another stream. Whatever you're doing with the rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it happens to be where you are, have a good time. And hopefully I will see you all again a little while later on. Take care, have a good time doing whatever it is you're doing. Good night, goodbye, whatever else. See you in a bit.